Pay close attention to this next story because you're going to have some homework. Now, we discussed this a few weeks ago here on Washington Watch, how there's this new strain of civics that's coming into classrooms. It sounds good. We want our kids to know about government, but it's part of the leftist agenda to turn our children into activists for the left. Case in point is what's happening in Hilliard, Ohio, where the school, the vice principal, instructed teachers to have students, actually showing them a video, giving them information on how to lobby the city council on a sexual orientation and gender identity bill. This is one of those bills that policies that once it's passed, it opens up women's restrooms to men, women's shelters. Men have to be admitted if they say that they're women, and so much more. Join me now to talk about this and what you can do is Aaron Baer. He is the president of the Center for Christian Virtue in Ohio. Aaron, welcome to the program.
Tony, great to be back with you.
So I think I set the stage a bit, but please fill in with more details and what people can do there in Ohio to make a difference here.
Yeah, absolutely. And Tony, I can't thank you enough for bringing, for shining a spotlight on this. And what I think is important about this is one of those times where we caught this. You know, we know this is happening all over the place. And this was one of those times where a teacher actually forwarded the internal communication over to us, but was themselves is afraid to go public with this. And we've now heard from multiple teachers in the school district saying the same thing because they're afraid of retribution by the administration. And you know, how often are these things happening that never see the light of day? But what we have seen here, and you and I see, unfortunately, with our jobs, we see some of the worst of culture and the worst of society. This one really floored me because I've never seen this before, where teachers were given a mandate to tell teachers, to tell students to write letters and take the letters to the main office to be delivered to the city council in support of the SOGI bill. What really gets me on this one, too, is not only are they turning students into lobbyists, using taxpayer dollars to force teachers to do something that violates their conscience and students to do the same, but they're not even telling students what they're really advocating for. As you highlighted rightfully there, the implications of this bill for women's privacy and the safety of children are massive, and the teachers and the script that they were given, a literal script that they were given to read to students, says nothing about the implications of this bill. And so right now, the best thing for people to do is to start emailing and calling the district and tell them that this is unacceptable, that they need to repeal this order to teachers and apologize to the teachers and students for the intimidation that they're forcing upon them.
Has the school administration made any comment yet about this now that it's been made public?
At this point, we have not heard officially from them. We know because of the action alert we sent out, and I cannot thank Family Research Council enough for your work. And Tony, let me just say, having had the privilege of working with you all for a number of years now, there is no national organization with the size and scope of FRC that when crisis breaks on the local level is quicker to jump in than FRC. And for that, I will always be thankful for your all willingness to use your tremendous resources to get the word out and get people activated. So thank you for that.
Aaron, well, we're glad to do it. It's important that this information that you've made public. In fact, before we run out of time, I want to let people to know you can go to the website, TonyPerkins.com. We've got a link up there and how you can communicate. And your website as well is linked at TonyPerkins.com. But go ahead and give it out so people will know it. And if they forget it, they can go to TonyPerkins.com.
For sure, yeah. Either TonyPerkins.com or ccv.org. ccv.org. It's on our front page right now. And they can see the emails and the phone number for the school district and the superintendent in particular, who in previous statements has been really brazen about flaunting parents' rights and pushing agenda-driven politics on students. And they need to understand people are watching. And I'll say this is the reason why we need school choice and why when we talk about school choice, it's not just for low-income kids. The worst of this curriculum is happening in a lot of the wealthier school districts, and those families need an option to get out to and hold these schools accountable.
You're absolutely right. We were just discussing that a couple of weeks ago, an affluent school district in Iowa where this radical agenda is being pushed. Aaron, thanks so much for bringing this to our attention, and we will continue to alert people and encourage all of our listeners there in Ohio to respond to this. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you, Tony.